Hi everyone, and welcome to From the Gallery. I'm your host, Lori Neuenfeld. Today I'm going to be talking with two students who are from the Department of Art, both of whom are taking a directed independent study in gallery management this semester. My first guest is Colleen McGinnis. Hi Colleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So first, tell the audience, where are you from and what brought you to Mississippi State?
I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I came to Mississippi State for the International Business program, but after 2 years switched to an art major, and I am a photography concentration, currently focusing in gallery management.
Great. So gallery management, what brought you to taking a directed independent study, which I should tell the audience is where you get to work one-on-one with a professor in a very specific area that you hope to work at after graduation. So tell me, gallery management.
Well, my parents live in Augusta, Georgia right now, and that's home to the Morris Museum of Art, which I had the opportunity to intern at about 2 years ago. And I just fell in love with working there and working with all of the art and being in the galleries all the time, and just something that I really wanted to continue, and found out about the individual study, and here I am.
Yeah, and you get to work in, we have 3 different galleries in the Department of Arts, and you've been able to experience the step-by-step process of what it's like to plan and install an exhibit. Tell me specifically about the project you're working on, because with an independent study like you have, this is a real life project, and you are working on a real exhibition. So
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I got to work on the Collect 50 exhibition, which was in the Student Union on the 2nd floor, and that was the exhibition that focused on the Department of Art collection. Since it's our 50th anniversary, we got to take a bunch of pieces from the collection that we've been working on for the last 50 years, and there's me putting up some information
Text.
labels.
Yeah.
This show was just a grouping of a bunch of different pieces that showed former students, former faculty, the founder of the department, and it showed a lot of where we came from and a lot of the different aspects that go into the galleries. Arthur Leonard Farley, who was the founder of the Department of Art, actually made the famous Bully statue, the one that even I took a picture in front of about 4 years ago. A lot of people didn't know that the creator of the statue was the one who created the Department of Art, and there's a lot of history behind the statue, and there's a lot of history behind the gallery.
And it's really interesting that that particular bulldog sits outside of the Union, where the Collect 50 show was up through the month of February. So what did you find interesting about working on a gallery exhibition? Did you learn anything new, or tell me, what are your favorite parts?
There's a lot that goes into it that I didn't realize. I love doing the research. I spent about 3 days standing in a 3-by-5 foot room, going through filing cabinets and just pulling out papers and seeing everything that the department has gone through, and all of the guest artists that have been able to come. There's been so much history, and I've been able to see all of that while also learning about museums and learning about galleries and learning about what I want to do with my life.
Good. And I know the step-by-step process you're seeing of how do you choose particular works of art. You did all of the research and the label information, so there's a lot of writing. You have to know how to write. I know a lot of people may not think, oh, an artist may need to know how to write, but you're learning the skills of writing to a specific audience. And then there's also the idea of having to promote the show once it's up. You'll have to learn about promoting, and then funding an exhibition as well. So I was going to say, where are you at in the process right now? I guess what's next in your gallery management course?
I'm still learning. I'm still walking around looking at the galleries that we have on campus. I guess at this point, I'm taking all of the information that I've learned so far and everything that I've done for the Collect 50 show, and I get to put it all together to make a big file and turn that in and
To a completed assignment.
Yeah.
And is your goal then after graduation is to find work in a museum or gallery?
Yes.
Is that the goal?
This program has definitely grown my love and my interest for galleries, and it's definitely something that I plan on pursuing after I graduate.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being with us. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back to talk to Shauna Williams.
It's hard to fathom. By the year 2050, Earth will be home to 3 billion more people than today. And with rising populations and dwindling resources, one of the most pressing questions is a stark one. How will we feed everyone? At Mississippi State University, we're preparing a meal table where there's a seat for all of us. As one of the nation's leading research universities, our scientists are deploying technology to enhance crop production, developing vaccines to protect aquaculture, working to boost water resources here at home and in communities around the globe. And by partnering with the League of International Universities and the United Nations, we're guaranteeing that global food security is a priority for years to come. As our world grows, so do the challenges. But when it comes to how we will feed everyone, rest assured, Mississippi State has all options on the table. A baby's arrival can be one of the most exciting times in a family's life. It can also be one of the most anxious, especially if the child's development is hindered by medical challenges that create more questions than answers. At Mississippi State University, we're groundbreakers in the study of CHARGE syndrome, a genetic condition that leads to a host of life-threatening birth defects. Our research teams are uncovering breakthroughs in treatment and prevention with a goal of greater understanding that leads to better care. We're also providing crucial support resources for parents and helping physicians around the globe gain awareness so symptoms can be detected and addressed earlier. By engaging in this innovative analysis and therapy, we're not only improving outcomes, we're unlocking brighter futures.
Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I'm talking with students who are studying gallery management here at Mississippi State University, and my next guest is Shauna Williams. Hello, Shauna.
Hi.
Welcome back. You're actually my first repeat visitor to the show.
Yes.
I think I had you on last time to talk about the mural that you did in the Union.
Yes.
And so you're one of these wonderful students who just is an overachiever. We love you. We love our overachieving
Thank
students.
you.
So this semester you've taken on studying gallery management as well.
Yes.
You also have an interest in perhaps pursuing a career, or at least an understanding of galleries, the way they function. So why don't you go ahead and talk to us about your project that you've been tasked with this semester?
Okay, this semester I have been researching a print that was made by the Hatch Sew Print, and it is the Rabbit Foot Minstrels print. And it's, at first, you know, looking at it, it looks very vibrant and colorful, and I really admired that about this poster. It is basically a poster from the early 1900s that displays the process of, not the process, but like the actual shows that were put on that combined music as well as art in a sense. And I really enjoyed researching this because a lot of people would look at minstrel shows as something that could create a lot of controversy, but they're actually more music related than they are based on race. And even in the process of doing my research, I found out that not only did Caucasians perform and dress up in blackface, but also African Americans did the same, and they had a great time putting on these musical shows that incorporated comedy and music and marching bands, and they wore circus attire, and it was, you know, it was a great project to research, and I really did enjoy it.
So you were tasked with an object that needed information, and you
Yes.
sort of have to fill in that information. And this one related to an exhibit that was in the Visual Arts Center Gallery for
Right.
Hatch Show Prints. And we had Professor Jamie Mixon on one episode to talk about the importance of Hatch Show Print and how they worked with so many musical performers in our region. And we see the importance of the minstrel shows. And I know I've talked to you about how interesting it was that many of the blues performers that we think of here in Mississippi, we have this tradition of the blues. Many of them actually performed in these traveling minstrel shows, which helped spread the blues, right?
It really does.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting information. So you have a love of music and this love of art. Do you feel like this poster is a really good representation of that?
Yes, I do, because it expresses not only just music in general, but it expresses the history of music, and it also incorporates art with the comical acting incorporated into music. And a lot of people think of art as just, putting our skills to paper, but art is much more than that. It's fashion, it's colors, it's, anything that you could possibly think of.
Life.
I can see, yes, it's everything. And,
So
I
part of
love
the
it.
project was also, so you research the object, but then you have to display the object, right? And there
Yes.
has to be, it has to be cohesive, it has to work together. Talk about that process. How do you feel about the installation process?
Well, a part of the history of the poster, it was created in 3 different parts, and with those 3 different parts, back then it was common for them to create posters that were divided so that they would fit into windows and storefronts and different things like that, and it became very popular. So when it came to installing this poster, it wasn't necessarily as big of a challenge as I thought it would be, but it was very interesting trying to find a different way to hang the work than like the same way that the other works were hung, because it was in 3 parts and it had to be fit together like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I think we came up with a pretty good way of hanging it that displays it well, and it kind of all runs fluently together. So I'm very proud of that. And
Trying to find alternative ways to display something that's not framed as well, right? It's
Exactly.
not so easy. Sometimes
Yes.
you're challenged in the gallery to come up with that solution.
Mm-hmm.
So you're enjoying the gallery management course.
Yes,
I know there's a lot more to learn about, but do you also see yourself going out and, I guess, pursuing a career? Is there an interest?
Yes, I eventually hope to someday work in galleries, and I hope that would lead to me owning my own gallery or museum in the future. I understand now that I'm taking this class that it takes a lot of behind the scenes work to actually put together an exhibition, and the art itself is what draws the most attention when people walk into museums and galleries. But what people don't realize is that a lot of these the exhibition itself is part of the artwork as well.
Good. Well, thank you so much for being on this show, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on From the Gallery.